Uh, on a rally, the players on a team can touch the ball 3 times, alternating between team members. And after 3 times, it has to go onto the net. Otherwise, there are some conditions. So you can move around freely. You can just stand anywhere. And the conditions for the point to be scored is that one team messes up spiking onto the net by having the ball fall flat of the net, or hitting the rim of the net also counts as a loss for the person who hit the ball before. But if you can hit the ball and have it bounce twice on the net, you also, the person who hit it before gets the point. And the first team that scores 15-point wins. So it's actually variable between 15 to 21, but I figured maybe a shorter episodic study might be better. But this can also be tuned on a later experimental part. So in case of tie, the first team that scores a 2-point lead wins the game. So I already discussed why groundmate. The rules are simple. The area is smaller, which is appropriate for a VR simulation where, as you can see, the hardware limits the space that you can roam in. And the third most important part is I consider is teamwork is beneficial for this sport, but it's not required. So if for example, you're some inhuman robot and you're really good at the game, you can just score right away, or you can just spike the ball onto the net right away without passing to your teammate. And that will win you the game, but your teammate might feel bad about it. So that's the main implicit motivation that I want these agents to have while learning. The tools used, of course, the VR system is the HTC Vive or Vive Pro. We have both, but I think I would prefer Vive Pro because KIS Laboratory has a Vive Pro, but not a regular Vive. Yeah. And the game development platform is Unity, because it has support for Steam VR development, which is the platform where the Vive is on, and also it's compatible with many devices, and it's free, sort of, but it's free up to the point that if you have like a certain amount of profit, you have to pay licensing fees. But this is, of course, a senior thesis, so it's never going to get to that point. And one of the more bonus benefits is Unity can integrate with different with ML platforms. So next is hardware for measuring the EDA. So this is the Grove GSR skin sensor, which actually measures the resistance, but we can of course invert that to get skin conductance. And then we can use some kind of microcontroller, which I've just chosen the Arduino Nano 33 BLE because it's small and compact and easy to build around. And also, so this combination is cheap compared to medical or state-of-the-art solutions, which are prohibitively expensive. I actually had a company call me and it's like, oh, are you okay with this price? No. So this system data flow between each device is going to be like this. So the PC and the Vive already communicate via an HDMI port and also Bluetooth with the Vive base stations, which is not pictured here. And so the player gives skin conductance data while wearing the Grove GSR sensor, which is connected to the Arduino, and the interface with the Arduino with the PC. Since you're already wired in with the HTC Vive anyways, I don't see a point in wireless communication, since it would make it longer to read the data. So USB communication is sufficient for this system. And the machine learning platform, as I said before, Unity comes with Unity ML Agents Toolkit, which is in beta right now, but it has environment control from Python, or you can wrap with OpenAI's GIM platform, and it has integration with TensorFlow. And also it supports concurrent training, so you can train many agents at once. which is very useful for some new RL techniques. And yeah, I've already tested it, and it works very well, even on CPU. And so next section is on the training of the agents and the experiments that I would like to conduct. First, even though I don't know much about RL, I want to set a few parameters to set up the experiment. So the observed state variables that the agent will be able to see. A lot of modern methods can take pixel inputs, which is very advanced and requires a lot of computational data to process. So instead of that, within the game environment, we can pass in the position, the rotation, and the velocities of each players and their hands to the agent, and position, rotation, velocities of the ball to each agent. And the third and most controversial part is arousal, which according to the model that I have established before, arousal increases with activity levels. I am at the current moment not sure how modeling this would work, because there's no concrete model for arousal in any literature. It's just that bell curve and the circumflex view. So maybe assigning some variance to the arousal increase for the agent would help the learning cope better with different people, but I am very unsure of this. The rewards for training, we want to give agents incentive to engage with the other teammates. So we split these incentives into two main categories, which is performance-based and effective. I would put neglect within the effective type of reward. So if the player scores, or if the agent can hit the ball, we would call that a performance-based reward, so some kind of score, like +1. Or an effective score would be based on arousal of the teammate. Actually, I want to make a correction. It can't only depend on arousal. As I said before, the Yerkes-Dawson law states that if the arousal is too high, then performance might be low anyways, because you're frustrated, right? So it would be some kind of combination of arousal and the teammates' engagement. Performance. Which again, there's no model for this. And the third one is if it's not appropriate to use this arousal model, effective model, we might be able to use neglect as a way of demoralizing the agent to do certain actions. For example, if the agent finds out, okay, if I can just play the game, I can just keep scoring and not play the game with the teammate at all to maximize the score. Neglect would mean that the teammate, the teammate's playtime, the longer you play without the teammates engaging with the ball, or you, or the agent, the more the negative rewards increase. So that would hamper the performance-based score.